Atheism, a view that constantly leads you to a dead end while questioning the universe.
Alright, just jumping right into the silly assertions, are we? What dead end? Atheism, as has been said on this channel and others, a million goddamn times, atheism by itself has no say on how the universe is or came to be or anything it does. All it means is an individual is an atheist because they don't buy the claims of theists about the existence of deities and what have you. Why you matriarch porkers always gotta jump right into faulty definitions? It's like you wanna be so wrong that I come and do the ha-ha words at you. I'm starting to think that it's a sex thing and it's the only way your lot can get off.
While everything we see in the universe is actually evidence for accepting the creator, atheism ignores them.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them kinds of vids, isn't it? Fine. So, you claim we ignore all the proof in the universe for a god. But, what if I told you that all the things that I see happen in the universe, that I'm not ignoring by the way, seem as pretty clear evidence for there being no god? Gasp! There are interpretations for things in the universe that say the opposite of what you believe? You must be the shock. And it doesn't even require the assertion that either of us are ignoring things. But then again, if you don't accuse us of ignoring them, then you can't strawman us. And strawman fires are the only thing that you have to keep you warm at night. I mean, you would think that your God would do that for you, but he's come down with a sudden case of doesn't exist, so what are you gonna do?
We can talk about it very long, but today we will consider only 3 questions that atheists cannot answer.
Oh no, I can't believe it. I don't think I can do this. No, I'm sure I can answer the questions. They'll probably be super goddamn easy. It's just, these guys always do this. My super smart question or questions Athey boys can't answer in a million years because I am so smart. And they are always either questions that are really easy to answer or it's just really stupid. Usually a combination of the two. And then when presented with answers, you don't accept them because it doesn't line up with your pre-established worldview. No, you know what? This is my job now. And if someone is going to make a fool of themselves, I have to make sure that they do it properly.
Question number 1. Where do these characteristics come from? It's an established rule that one cannot give what one doesn't have to another one.
I don't know about that. I do it all the time. I have given away all sorts of stuff that I don't own. Bridges, buildings, anything you can think of. Usually in exchange for large sums of money. And then I just disappear off the face of the planet. What do you mean I scammed them? No, no, no. I liberated them from excess wealth. I'm actually kind of a hero.
For example, let's say there are only 100 white balls in a glass sphere.
Okay, what are you doing with 100 people's balls? That's horrifying. Where did you even get them? That you would just chop off so many people's testicles? Wait. I suppose it could just be 50, which isn't so bad, really. Carry on, I guess. Just make sure it doesn't get up to 200, because then it might be a little bit messed up.
What is the chance of a red ball to be chosen from this sphere?
Depends how much you bleed. I mean, I'm constantly leaking ketchup from under my fingernails, so just about everything I pick up is suddenly bright red straight away. It's fine, it's not messy, because my blood is clean. It's like 97% alcohol anyway. I use it to clean up all my crime scenes. I mean, they still look like crime scenes, but they are technically sanitary.
Of course it's zero, right? No matter how long you wait, you will not get any, because there is no red ball inside the sphere anyway.
Okay, so that's a very specific premise. And also, well, I don't know how this is going to apply to anything in any way other than, well, not really mattering and being a stupid premise in the first place. But no, bad sick. Let him get to his point, then tell him it's stupid. I gotta let things happen in order. It keeps the goblin in my brain from just freaking out.
Keep this example in mind. Let's consider a black pencil. Can you draw a rainbow with this pencil? No.
Yeah, of course you could draw a rainbow with that, or any other kind of pencil. There's literally nothing that would stop you. What kind of idiotic statement is that? Wait, I forgot I was doing a video for a second. Never mind. Christ, I am distracted, boys, today.
Because the pencil is in no color other than black, so naturally a rainbow cannot be drawn.
Wrong. You absolutely could. You could draw a monochromatic rainbow that would absolutely be recognizable as a rainbow. Way to go. Your very first idea in your very first attempt to argue this point falls flat because you don't know how to draw. Brilliant. Like, you don't even qualify it as a colourful rainbow, which just goes to show how little thought you have put into this idea before crapping it onto the lines. Honestly, I think people like you should hire me to pick apart your arguments before you put them on the internet. Imagine that. These arguments without all their stupid little flaws. I mean, it's not going to happen, obviously, but I can dream, can't I?
What I mean is, you cannot give a feature you don't have to someone else.
What? Yes, you can. Of course you can. That's asinine. Just like your little rainbow pencil thing. As I said, it would be irrelevant to an idea like that. Humans have given all sorts of features they don't have to things they have created. Or do please remind me when a humans ran at 200 miles an hour or flew. Or even something stupid like had the simulated flavour of strawberries. And I don't mean actual strawberries, I mean the ones that they made up. Oh right, they don't have those things, but by gum they have given those features to many creations with gusto. It's almost like your little argument is dumb or something.
Now, I take a look at the universe and I see that everything is made of atoms.
I mean, before we start with this, you look at the universe and see it's made of atoms, do you? Or do you know it's made of atoms because you've been told that by people who actually know what they're talking about? Because if not, you must have the best frickin' eyesight ever. But anyway, more importantly, do you know what the atoms are made out of? Fundamentally. Like if you go deep down and really dive between everything to the space between spaces. Yup, of course it's whiskey. What are you, new here?
However, although atoms are ignorant, willless, lifeless and blind, deaf and numb creatures having no cognitive senses.
Yes, of course, even though they are deaf, blind, unfeely, unthinky, etc., they still make for capable religious apologists. Well, you know, as capable as a religious apologist usually is, which is, you know, not very. Come on, man. You must have known you were walking right into that. Oh, right, deaf, blind, unthink. Gotcha. Makes sense.
When they come together and occur to us as a human being, we see that the man made of them carries all these features.
I mean, not necessarily. As the previous highly accurate joke surmised, many people do not have some or even any of those things. So premise and big flawed that way. And again, things without things can give other things things they themselves don't possess. Things. Yet more flaw. If you're doing this on purpose, well done, because it's impressively incorrect.
So, the basic question is, how can atoms give these properties to human beings while they lack all of them?
They didn't? And that's not to say whatever cockamamie thing that you have arbitrarily decided did it, because nothing with those properties needed to give nothing. The process of natural selection gave humans the big Brians and the I-boys and all that jazz, because those things, in the circumstances in which your modern human boy evolved, favoured the selection of vision and doing the relatively smart, among other things. The atoms, as much as they are the building blocks, didn't need to possess any such abilities. In the same way that a brick is not a house, a brick does not have to have the same properties as a building, that of shelter and warmth and protection. A brick doesn't do any of those things. Except maybe protection, but not in the same way. At least I can't remember the last time I hit someone with a house, although I do drink a lot, so anything is possible. But yeah, people would be the natural selection in this analogy, and they also don't possess the characteristics of a house. Except Massive John, but he really hates it when I try to live inside him.
As they cannot be the true sources, there must be someone else holding these attributes.
Nope, unnecessary, and I am pretty damn sure you aren't going to give a because that isn't anything beyond because I say so. And unless you can come up with a coherent reason why one entity with the property needs to give another thing that ability or what have you, then your argument falls flat again, which it will because we already have answers to what gave what its deal. You're not asking questions that cannot be answered. You're making stupid points that don't make any sense. So any answer given to you, you probably can't understand, and that's why you think no one has or could answer it. That's on you, mate.
Because the Adam that cannot see cannot create the seeing eye. The Adam that cannot hear cannot make the hearing ear. The Adam without life cannot form the human who has life.
You can just see him sat in his study, which is actually a pillow fort. Well, I say pillow fort, it's like a pillow fort, but actually made out of trash cans and mouldy mattresses. Coming up with this quote-unquote brilliant idea. Yeah, something that can't see can't make something that can see, and so on and so on and so on. Brilliant! No holes in this ship that I'm making out of Swiss cheese and holes. Nope.
The human being has a variety of feelings while atoms don't have any. And all of these things are repeatedly happening every day, even every second.
Now, see, you've screwed it up entirely. Of course atoms have feelings. In fact, those feelings were created the moment humans began to do and exist. It's the feeling of disappointment that they are the constituent of creatures that can make really silly arguments like this with a straight face and think that it is in any way profound.
So isn't it necessary to accept that they are under the command of a creator who has attributes such as knowledge, will, power, life, sight, hearing, and compassion behind these atoms?
No! It absolutely f***ing isn't! It's not only not necessary, it doesn't make any sense. You have to demonstrate how they couldn't get those things without being given them in such a way, when we already know of processes that can do that. And yet you can't even demonstrate even a how that the thing would have happened, other than saying, God did it.
As we said, one cannot give what one doesn't have to another one, so there must be a creator.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, that does make sense as to why you can't give your arguments any logic, reason, or intelligence. Checks out, guys. Right, you said you have 3 questions that atheists can't answer, so what other questions have you got that are ridiculous on their face and have premises that don't make any sense and you can't demonstrate even remotely?
Second question, who is the judge, who is the prisoner?
In this case, me, for both of them. I am both imprisoned in this endless sea of stupidity, and I also have to judge all the stupidity while I'm here. It's basically purgatory, but for handsome people. At least I still get whiskey from between all the atoms.
If everyone is a soldier, a commander is required. If everyone is a prisoner, a judge is needed.
What? A, everyone am not prisoners, and everyone am not soldiers, so yeah, what? And B, you can totally have prisoners without a judge. Imprisonment has forever, very often happened without any sort of judge or judgment, only because someone decided to keep someone else against their will. And soldiers could absolutely exist without commanders, as they have, like that one guy who thought he was fighting a war that had been over for decades, taking pot shots at locals and stealing food to survive. So yeah, look at you, making yet more premises that are just total garbage, which considering where you came up with them, kinda makes sense.
It's a rule that you cannot be the judge and the prisoner at the same time.
I can't say I've ever heard that rule, and it doesn't even track in that sense. You could totally judge yourself and have yourself locked up. Why couldn't you do that? Of course you could. It just wouldn't be very likely, but it's absolutely doable. Just like me. The doable part, that is. I am anything but unlikely. With the silly in this world, I am pretty much inevitable.
What does this mean? You know that a room cannot be dark and light at the same time, or a paper cannot be dry or wet at the same time.
I mean, you kind of had me in this bit until paper. Why? What has paper got to do with being dry or wet? I know English is not likely your first language, but you could have easily searched for dry and wet thing and come up with towel. Even a paper towel would have done. This just goes to show how little thought you have put into this crap, but sure. Things can't be in 2 mutually exclusive states at the same time. Being both would be a contradiction. Not sure how contradictions are going to help you prove God, man, when they are usually a reason not to believe, but go ahead.
These are some examples confirming that one cannot hold two opposite attributes at the same time, because carrying two attributes opposite to each other is a contradiction.
Wait, at the same time or just being able to possess them? Because a towel, or paper I guess, can be wet and it can be dry. It is more than capable of both of these states. I only bring this up because I think I know where you're going with this and I'm going to make you look stupid. Well, you know what? I don't make anyone look stupid, I just point at where they make themselves look stupid.
Being a judge and being a prisoner are two opposite states. If you are one of them, it's impossible to be the other.
Well, again, that's not true. I mean, you could be a judge imprisoned by the judger of judges, who himself was imprisoned by the judger of judging. Or if you're already in prison, you could be the judge of, like, a prison fashion show. That's something they do in prison, right? I have watched enough off-the-wall comedies to know that's something they definitely would do in prison, just before the scene where they play a game of sports ball against the guards to win their freedom, so that they can make it to the debutante ball just in time.
Now, think of a building which is being built with bricks. If you do not accept the architect to build it,
No, he's not gonna. No, come on, man. I thought you said this was questions atheists can't answer, not here's a bunch of debunked shit again. Aren't I the big smart? Please, don't do it, man. Think of me. You'll make me do a big sad.
it will be a contradiction to accept that bricks are building this on their own, because in this case, the bricks will be both prisoners and judges of each other at the same time.
Oh, for f***'s sake, it's the f***ing watchmaker argument again. Will you please stop using that incredibly shit argument? Please. Look, I'm just going to pretend that you're not going to do that and focus on your dumbass can't be both things at once thing. But you chose two states that your previous examples can be. Paper can be wet or dry. Person can be judge or prisoner. Another person can be soldier or commander, which would infer that you think that bricks are capable of building houses so long as they aren't being bricks. And I would say that you couldn't possibly believe that, but you think I haven't heard the frickin' watchmaker argument before. Nope, I'm done. Dude, just no. Go get some new arguments and actually check that they are new. And I'll see you when you have them, which is to say, never again. Thank God. Kinda.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the